morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Chris and Tammy here, coming to you live from cold Daytona Beach, Florida. I don't know
No
what it
snow,
is, but
no
it
snow.
is, it is cold right now. Oh, the music is still going. Hold on 1 second here. Let's stop this thing, and there you go. I forgot to remove the repeat process. So, it's quite cold around, and I know I saw a comment here in Snow, North Carolina. So, we're actually from Toronto, Canada, and it gets pretty cold there, and it gets even colder when you go to Calgary and Edmonton and Ottawa. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But we want to welcome you here this morning, and just want to welcome the top 10 here that came in bright and early here. Myra Paul from Ottawa, very first one this morning. Welcome. We have Marvin from Las Vegas. Very great to have you here. Let's see here. We have Bruce from early Florida. Great to see you here. We have Joya D from there's Bakshi from Bangladesh. Welcome. We have Enyunam from Accra, Ghana. We have Cyril from Luxembourg. Great to see you here. We have MC from Texas. Welcome, MC. And we have Spin Chasa from Spain. Nice. Welcome. Bienvenido. Is that Italian or Spanish? Not sure. Anyway, we have Benjamin here. Great to see you here. And all of you, we certainly appreciate you. And let's see here. I think we have Wally from Concord, Arkansas. Great to see you. Great you made it this morning.
Derek, yeah,
So
welcome.
at the end of the day, folks, this training session is for everyone that is brand new. If you've been asking yourself, what do I do here? What do I do with this? What's going on? What's my first step? Well, don't worry, we got your back. If you happen to be a seasoned associate, a seasoned member with GotBackup, this training is the kind of training that you may want to pass on to a brand new person. So if, let's say, you don't have the know-how or even the desire to support people that are coming into your team, may I suggest that whenever someone signs up, welcome them in and say, here's a training I suggest for you to listen to get the ins and outs on exactly what you should do and what you should know in building this business and what are the very first step you should do. That is for you. So everybody here that just keeps posting where you're from, we want to welcome you. We absolutely adore the fact that you're here this morning. That shows commitment, and we're here to support you. We got your back. Anything else, Tammy, you want to add before we begin?
Yeah, it's just we've been on the Facebook group, just hearing people are asking for some very basics on how to get started. And I think the fundamentals are really what drives the business. Once you know the fundamentals, teaching the fundamentals is super simple. And when that's duplicated within the organization, that's when you go into momentum. That's when you start generating income, because people always want to have the money before they even start, right? It's normal. We're in this because we love the service and we see the value for sure. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about all of this, but it's everybody wants to generate some extra income, and that's normal. And I love the fact that that Joel is so generous in every way. The compensation plan, when people get to work and do the work, and also in his service. I mean, he gives so much, especially anybody who's a pro member. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a pro member, because the value that he brings to that platform, it's unbelievable. Of course, the family plan as well.
And especially with what's coming right now with the social media tool that is available with the Pro package, and also the memory place, which is also part of the Pro package. We highly recommend, and great to see all the ones here, highly recommend that you upgrade, folks, because it will really serve you well. Now, what we want to cover here today, and if you see my head turning, is got a couple monitors with things to look at to prepare for the training this morning, is what GotBackup is and why digital backup matters. We'll cover that in a minute. How the subscription-based model creates recurring income. We'll cover that, not in details, because we have other trainings that goes into explicit details on the compensation plan. But we want you to understand the surface, what you really need to focus on, and everything else kind of happens to fall into place. We're going to cover here all the what's available within the God Backup platform. The things that, for example, some of you say, well, if a lead pops in into my website, how do I communicate with these people? Again, we're not going to go into explicit details on that because we've done specific training just on the email marketing, um, and then from there we'll kind of focus on the overall of what you should be aware of. Okay, so let's begin. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Here it is. Well, this is your back office in God Backup. Okay. And if you've been watching any of the presentations that we do on Wednesday evening, the corporate presentation, or any other presentation that the leadership are doing, which I'm sure they cover, is they might show you a little bit of what's going on the back end. Okay. But I know on Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern time, every single week without fault, we always show what's going on, what you receive with your package. Now, one thing you should be aware of is once you log in, now I stepped through the login. I figured that everybody can figure out how to log in. Once you log in, this is your back office. Okay. So you have some information here that you can listen to on the promotional tool, the Got Backup dashboard, the compensation plan overview. It gives you an overview of what's going on. But also, one thing I should suggest while we're talking about the compensation plan overview, let me go right into the YouTube channel, which is right over here. So I suggest that if you're not already there, let me just remove that stream portion to get right to the root of the channel. Okay. So I'm going to copy this link here. Oops, Control Z, Control C. Okay. And I'm going to put that right into the chat. Okay.
And
here
be
it is.
sure to subscribe.
Yes, Robert, really appreciate that. I always forget to mention that. Smash that like button. Let's tell the algorithm that this is a training that people should see to prepare. It will serve you well, folks. It will increase your income if your team is aware of what to do. So back to the channel here. This is the GVO channel. The reason we say live is because we are broadcasting this training live as we speak. So every single training we do, when someone says, is this recorded? Yes. Everything is recorded, and you can find this under the live option here. Okay. So all the recordings are here. You can see here live, and you can see upcoming presentation that is done in Spanish here. Okay. Eduardo is phenomenal. We do some, and there's others that do also respectively, especially the African market have a great attendance. Okay. Now, when you go on the playlists, now in the playlist, there's a lot of training here, folks. Okay, we'll talk about the VIP. That's part of your back office. This is extra training, and we go in depth into a lot of aspects. But in the surface, everything is here, and you can see here that GBU virtual events, they're here. Okay, you can see that this is a 90-day campaign. Like, let's say you want to really do a push to start your business and have some momentum for the first 3 months of your business. You may want to watch these series. The Success Cycle series, this is a good one for you to kind of understand. If you've never done this, you don't know how to speak to anybody or how to follow up with someone or what to say to a friend of yours, a family member, everything is here. Prospecting mastery, inviting, following up, third-party credibility, and handling objection. These are the 5 modules that are probably the most basic activities that you should be aware of in building any kind of business. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
Yeah, I mean, this platform is designed to build the business, and when you're out and about connecting with people, connecting with people on social media through different platforms, and it gives you some really good questions to ask, how to connect, all of that stuff that you need to be able to connect with people. And I think that's probably the biggest thing right now that I hear when we connect with people who are just getting started is who do I talk to? How do I get this started? What do I do? And that's what today's session is for. But I highly recommend to go back to this Success Cycle series and do one day, do one of them, the next day do another, but implement it. Don't just learn, you guys. Don't just show up to a class. You got to implement it so that you can perfect your communication skills. You can perfect your closing skills, follow up, especially people are very not focused on the follow up, follow through. And because of that, they don't get the results that they want. Okay. We all want somebody just to go on a link, click it, and join. But online, yes, if you're doing campaigns and the timing has to be, there for the person who's clicking on and seeing what's going on. But most likely there's a follow-up process. And that's why the email system is great for that as well.
So you can see here, these are all past trainings, folks, for the past 2.5 years. They are unlimited. I mean, there's more that you possibly could need here. Yeah. So when you're saying, I don't know what to do, I don't have an upline, nobody's supporting me, folks, what you want to do is kind of get off that mode of, not supporting, and just go and show up for classes. And they're here. Just show up for the classes. And this is the one we're doing now. This one over here is a very good training we did last week on GotBackup fundamentals and build it right from day one. This is another phenomenal training for anybody who is brand new, who's getting started, and they have no idea what to do. That here is a great training. You can see that the numbers are high. Now, something I want to, compared to the other ones, if you want to go, if I go back to the Success Cycle series, I want to point out something. Prospecting Mastery, this is where most people begin, is the initial contact. Where people fail is on the follow-up. And look at this. These are the smaller numbers. Mm-hmm. And these numbers is where the money is. Mm-hmm. It's in the follow-up. In a third party, it's another form of following up, but with someone to back you up, to kind of validate what you are saying. It's like these commercials you see on TV. The company that's selling the broom or whatever, or selling the item, doesn't just have the actor that's actually going to be selling the item, right? So what's happening is it's not the company itself selling the item. It's a third party person that says, hey, I'm using this service, I'm using this product, and I love it. That's a third party credibility. That is the oldest trick in the book in reference to advertising campaign. Well, that's what the third party is all about, is that third party validation to say this really does work. I'm having a great time with that. I'm making money with this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I really suggest that you spend some time here, because that's where the money is. And again, we've covered that. So this is the YouTube channel. I put the link into the comment area. Please make sure that you subscribe. This is absolutely critical. Okay. Another thing that we've done here, while we're since we're talking about support with the tools, and then I'll jump back into GotBackup. These are tools that Tammy and I have put together. The reason why is we know there's a lot of people in the business that don't really know how to support a team. Tammy and I are professional in this industry. We've made millions in network marketing, folks. And the fact is, it's not really hard to do if you're consistent at it for 28 years. But my point I'm trying to tell you here is the tools that are here, and the reason why you see, before you didn't see English, now because we're going to start adding other languages here. ChatGPT is just amazing and doing amazing translation. And often it's just a line or a phrase, and the tools are there. It kind of speaks for itself. But when you click on English, then that's what we have. So that means you kind of want to walk people through what we have here, since you did a lot of editing on this.
Yeah. So the getting started right, I think that one's really important. And I'm just looking at something, because we're so busy creating stuff to make sure that everybody has a platform to work from. This is when somebody signs up. If you're part of the boards and somebody signs up and you're like, well, I don't know what to do next. Well, you can create your email system, which we're going to go into with the lead capture system. There's a campaign just for your resellers, and these are people that signed up. And I also put information in here for that I'll let everybody know. But the first thing you do is send message number 1. So copy paste it, and congratulations. And you'll send that to the person, and make sure you read it before, because some of them requires you to put something in there a name or whatever. So make sure you read the message. Don't just copy paste and send it, because
Mhm.
some of it requires you to do something. And then the next step after congratulations, you send them step number one, step number two, step number three, and yeah. So we're always working on this platform to make it better. So just wanted to let you know. But if you go into if you go back to the main board.
Let me actually take this because this is something that everybody should be doing right now. This is the GVO God Backup Facebook group. I highly recommend that every single one of you registers for that if you have not done so already. Okay. Now, I wanted to point out, Tammy, sorry, I didn't want to step in, but this is something like the Telegram group is a Telegram group that Tammy and I are supporting. It's not the company's Telegram group. So I just want you to be aware. I want to be transparent. The reason we're making this tool available to you is because there are so many people that are lost and they have no idea what to do. And we're trying to help you. Okay. So you can choose to be part of these, but the fact here is we're putting you. It's like a completely tool in a box ready to go. You just need to rip the ribbon, open it up, and start working. Okay. So everything is here. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So if you go back to English, you can go through the folders and see what's there and what's available. Like I was telling you, I was sharing on one of the sessions, one of the Saturday sessions on Chris and I, we have a reseller email follow-up system for the resellers. And so when you click on that folder, you can see first, second, and third
Sorry,
email.
which email are we talking about, Tammy? Here.
So the folder is called reseller FU emails.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, I
Okay.
should write follow up instead of FU. Yeah.
I
So
know. It could be
yeah, so
interpreted
I'll fix
differently.
that.
Yeah.
And we'll continue adding some of this. So all you need to do is to if you know how to create emails, is to grab a hold of that and start creating a series for the people who sign up, because you really want them to get started right. It's absolutely critical. So we have steps for them to get started right, because we want to
Now,
make sure everybody is using the tool. We want to make sure that everybody understands the basic fundamentals in the building blocks, how to access your links, everything that you need. And we have a system.
now
Okay.
you may
So,
want to. Sorry, Tammy. You may want to format these emails, like Tammy said. Don't just cut and paste. Like I don't know why it thinks it's a link here. So again, just some
yeah,
things
for
we
sure.
will
For
fix
sure. You're
that.
going to work on that.
Yeah. So, but just make sure that you are reading yourself, and feel free to use ChatGPT and add your feedback, your comments, and in fact, just to go back to the trainings here, if you go back to the Saturday training on the playlist here, you're going to see. Let me just go down a little bit. Unlock your earning potential. Let's go through. We haven't done that in a while. Let's see. Collaborate. Learn how to create sub accounts. Internal wallet. Let's see, lead capture system, funnel. See, this is a great one where we're going to walk you through the lead capture system on how to manipulate those emails. There's others. There's many of them that you can pick from. And let's see here, compensation plan, training 101, learning about magnetic marketing. Folks, there's so much here. Got backup reseller tools, orientation. Here we go, another one here.
Another
Got
one.
backup lead capture system. This is a good one on how to use the emails that Tammy is just referring to over here. Okay. So, and again, you can listen to this training again, pause it, so you can kind of go back and go through step by step. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, and in the back office, when you go to lead capture system, you're going to see an orange. It
So
says
let me
watch
go
the
back to
video
the
to learn how to
beginning.
do it.
Okay, the back office here. Here we are, and you're talking about this over here, Tammy.
Yeah, go to lead capture system.
Okay, so let me just open a new tab. Oh, here we are.
See the orange video on the right? Watch training video. That's what I did, you guys. Like for me to learn how to do the email system, I watched every single video. I stopped, I started, I stopped, I started, and I was able to build out my own system in different things. And Chris did the same, and then we would share and source code. We learned how to source code. So there's a lot to learn, and don't get overwhelmed, you guys. We don't want to overwhelm you, but this is something that you'll want to set up after. But use the boards. The boards is a simple get started right. You can send that first message, congratulations. The second message, what they need to do next. This next step, the next step, the next step, and make sure that they're following through and going through these steps, because we want to plug them in. We want to plug them into the system. We want to get them backing up their stuff. That's the most important stuff right now when somebody's brand new. And once they're plugged in and they're backed up, they're excited and they're ready to work the business.
Okay. So this again, there are people who are saying, well, how do I get paid? Where's my money? Well, again, we're walking you through this over here, but I'll kind of walk you through briefly on where it's located over here. But there's information here. And also, if you go back to the channels over here, you'll find that the back office training, in other words, is how to get paid. And all, just look for the subjects, and it's there. I'm guarantee that whatever you're looking for, somewhere it's in there. Okay. So again, this has been going on for a while. Okay. So we have a lot of training content here. So let's go back to, since we are in the lead capture process, and again, folks, we're kind of just doing a surface overview. It's not a full training on how to do email and everything else. We're just telling you where everything is. But I just pointed you again, if you're looking for something specific, just look for the titles. The subject lines are very descriptive on the actual topic that we're going to cover. Okay.
Chris, you want to share the board link too? I'm not sure if you shared that.
I did already.
Oh, you did already?
I did already. I did. It's actually there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just scroll up, you guys. Scroll up. You'll see the boards. You'll see the Facebook group. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the boards and the Facebook group. These are two things I suggest. And the thing here, folks, that's really, really important is whenever you want to send a broadcast message, what you do is you go to broadcasts. So this here, what it will do, you will see that how many messages that I've sent, but I've sent many, many messages. Okay. And what's happening is every single week, I send a message to my entire team about this morning, this training that we're just doing right now, this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. That's 9 a.m. Central time. So basically, it's for me, it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern time, and it's 8 a.m. Central time. So the call is at 10 a.m. So I send a message an hour prior, and it's very, very straightforward. Okay. And one thing that, again, I'm not going to go through the email process here, but the fact here is when you click on this button, it's going to it's not going to resend it. It's going to create a copy of what you did for you to send it back. I'm just going to do the first one here. Okay. So that's the call that we're doing right now. And these are all the groups that people might have opted in through all these capture pages. I'll cover that in a minute. Okay. Everybody that's in these different email campaigns, okay, for example, the co-ops, right? People that they started enroll, but they didn't finish, they're pending. These are people that all have enrolled. The system automatically puts your associates, your new team members into this campaign, okay, which you can select and send them everything you want. Pre-enroll, these are everybody that are opting in to your capture pages. I'll come back to that in a minute when we get into the capture pages, but they end up in there. But if one of the capture pages is a 7-day for free, well, that's the free trial. If you want to get someone to, there's one funnel, and I'll point this out in a minute. That funnel is for people that don't really believe in network marketing and they need a bit education on it. They would like to, but they're resistant. It end up in that list. And I'll show you which capture pages, that's a fancy name for a website that the company has done for you, which websites that you promote will actually be connected to these lists. So when I send a message that everybody in all these lists will receive that training this morning, and this is the information: cloud storage, backup, and residual income explained. We'll touch on the income in a minute here. Okay. And then these are the links that are the affiliate link that every single member. So for example, everybody in my team has sponsored people. So when their downline receive my email, I don't want them to end up into my list. I want them to end up into with the link of the person that's actually sending it.
The name on the bottom.
And that's why these codes are like that. But
Mm-hmm.
once the recipient receives it, they actually see the name would be your name, your ID. Okay. And it explains what the email is all about. And here's the link to join. And I invite them to go to the YouTube channel and so forth. Okay. So it's really as simple as that. And I know it may seem simple for me to explain it that way, but at first at glance, I can appreciate it may seem complicated. And the other thing too, if you go into follow-ups, and again, I'm just doing a surface overview here. Follow-ups, these are all the campaigns I was telling you about. Okay. So if I go back and I go through my pre-enrollees, okay. So my pre-enrollees are people that opt in from my own personal marketing. And by the way, that was reset at about a year ago. So that's why the numbers are smaller. And you can see here that I send 73 emails and 97 open and 23 clicks. Okay. And each of those emails, for example, what I do here, if I click on the little I, it's just an email. Welcome to GotBackup. This is what thing was telling you about the email. I've automated the process. And everybody gets this automatic email. You want to know how to do that? Well, just follow the trainings that we've done in the past year or so. It's all there. And I've used the same picture that I use on my Facebook page. As you know, with GotBackupPro, we're going to be having a tool very soon that will be able to promote all of these videos, posts, and schedule them to start really promoting our business automatically. That's going to point people to all my capture page. We'll come back to that in a minute. But the moment someone enrolls, that's all the emails they're going to receive. If you do not have any emails here, it's because you didn't buy the package when you enroll. And you can always go back to, is it Marketplace or is it Merchandise? It's Marketplace, right?
Marketplace.
Yeah. So I'm click on Marketplace. I'm just opening a new tab here. Okay. Now for me, I have all these things. Okay. Mm-hmm. Even though the old product is showing here, I bought this before. They're like $20. Some of them might be a little bit more, but it's good to spend money on that because these are all the emails that are done for you. And what is going to happen is going to go ahead and populate them all automatically for you. And the training,
we can do another training on that, Chris. I think we should go through the very basic of setting up their devices.
But remember, they don't have to wait. We've done this.
Exactly.
It's here.
But, yeah.
It's here. It's all here. So, but yes, absolutely. We'll do another one again. But again, this is where you buy them. If you didn't buy them when you enrolled, so it's okay. Okay. So another thing I want to point out, if someone becomes a reseller, so the moment someone signs up to your business, they end up on that list automatically. Okay. I can't really show you that list because it's going to expose emails and YouTube is going to shut down that particular training. I don't want this to happen. Also, I can't expose people's information publicly, but the fact is you can see all your subscribers here. Okay. And you can see here that 174 emails were sent to people that enrolled. It gives you an idea of I've been working, right? So what's happening here, these are people that have signed up and got back up. Now, it sent 147 emails and more than double opened. That is a really good ratio. Okay. And 271 clicked. What's in there? Well, this is the email that people get to walk people through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Right? Prefer to follow on, I also have a bot into my messenger that will, if let's say there's different time zones around the globe, right? If someone in Bangladesh turns around and wants information, well, I'm sleeping, right? If it's in midday or the Philippines, whatever, well, my bot will take over. So that's where I'm a little bit fancier Don't worry about the fancy. What's important is you want people to receive the steps, okay? And then on what to do. Automatically, the system does the work for me. But over and above that, I will also make a personal contact to these people because we are human beings and human beings need this interaction one on one. The technology is wonderful, folks, but it will only go so far to really create a connection and to feel that you have their back and they know you have their back. Again, if you want to build the kind of income that Tammy and I are accustomed to that we're talking about, that will drive a big difference into your results. If you just want the system to do all the work, it will work. Absolutely will work. Tammy and I do this extra step for this little bit more TLC. The second email that I send, and Tammy does the same thing, is, hey, by the way, did you install the 2 apps? And this is to install the correct, for your computer, and this is for the app, the mobile devices. And then I suggest for them to watch those videos that are part of the back office. Okay. So it is very straightforward. So I'm going to enter that note when it comes to the email because we go on and on and on. But look at
Chris and I are working on some AI cloning. We hired somebody to work for us, and we're going to be adding some video content as well that will be added to the boards, that will be added to the email systems and stuff. So we just want to take this to a whole new level this year. Mm-hmm. And everything that we do that's not branded to us, we're going to be sharing. Even if we're talking, it's not branded to us. There's no branding on the content, but people can use to help them grow their business.
Yeah, Tammy and I are going to clone ourselves. Mm-hmm. And again, we want the system to do the work, extend our in all languages, and that's going to be awesome. And anyway, so we'll share that as we cross that bridge.
And Joel is also working on stuff to help people that come in. So we want to make sure we got every angle covered. We want to make sure that everybody that comes in is getting the support, even if the person that signed them up really wants to be affiliate marketers. They really want to just sign, and they don't want to work in the training process. Okay. So we want to make sure that everybody's plugged in.
Absolutely. So now let's focus on the reseller, just because I just talked to you about the email, the groups where GotBackup automatically will send them into as they opt in. So what do I mean by that? So let me open a new tab right over here. Okay. So these are the pages that are done for you. Again, I clicked on GotBackup reseller tools, English, French, Italian, Spanish. Okay. If you don't have the languages, you can use the custom builder, which is this one over here, and you can connect to some of those pages and change the language or even add your own video, but I'm not going to cover that today. Okay. Now, what's happening is these are the pages that I was telling you about. So if someone opt into this page and they opt into these pages and this link over here, not this one, but this one over here. Okay. All of these, the moment they opt in, they put their name and their email, they will end up in that pre-enrollee list that I talked about earlier.
The campaign. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you go over here, the pre-enrollee, that list over here. Okay. Automatically. And if you have your email set up, they receive all these emails. Okay. Straightforward. Now, if someone goes on this link over here, well, this page is designed for someone to sign up on the spot. So you'll notice that if you click on this, okay, and someone goes there, then that's the page to sign up. So often what I'm going to do, you see that link over here? I'm going to click on this button there. Why? Because I don't want them to click anywhere else other than seeing this automatically. And look at the link. You can cut and paste. You can copy this and you can share this anywhere when someone says, I want to sign up. Here's the pro package. Here's the family pack. I recommend you sign up yearly, folks. I don't do monthly. The reason why is because every single month people have to deal with their credit card, $10, $20, depending on which package you are. I prefer for people to save 2 months and have all the benefits. And also for the upline, for example, the upline that enrolls someone, you get more money on the spot when they sign up for the year package, and you don't have to wait. Like they're active for the next 12 months. So it's night and day if you build your business like this. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that. So if I carry on, these over here are great for ad campaigns. For example, Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Google ads. You don't want them to see another video, folks. You've already clicked on something that you shared. Now you just want to grab their name and their emails on the spot, so they end up on one of those lists, and which you start receiving your information on the spot. That's the logic behind this. Now, someone that's really skeptical and they want to say, well, I don't know if this is something that will work for me. Well, do you want to try it for free? Awesome. Okay, this one we'll talk about the business and the product. This one we'll talk about just the product if you know that they're not interested in the industry and network marketing, but they would love to have 6 terabytes for the price of 2. So this here is a great link. Now, once they opt in here, once they put their name in there, they will end up on, let me just get rid of some pages here. They will end up on that list. Free. This one here in English. GotBackup free trial. This one over here. This is Russian. This is Espanol, French, and Italian. Okay, that's English. I don't know why it says 3, but it's English. Okay, so from there, when you click on that, I purchased those emails. Okay. And
yeah, we purchased all the campaigns,
they're all here.
We personalized them.
Correct. Okay. So again, everything is done in a way that it's to support you. This one over here is someone that's maybe a little bit resistant to the MLM, or let me rephrase, network marketing. I prefer the word network marketing. When you click on that, it has a little back office that will actually explain to them the industry that we're in, and they will end up on that list. Let me go back on follow-up. They will end up on that autopilot. Okay. Russian, French, Italian, Spanish, English. You click on that. Okay. I haven't really promoted this often because I'm so gifted in explaining the compensation. When it comes to network marketing, I just love this passion, and people I'm contagious. So I don't promote this often, but you could see here. Okay. All the emails are there, and it's as simple as that. And it ends up on that list.
Yeah. So what Chris is really saying is go through all of the campaigns, and the ones that you align with, choose a campaign that you want to work with, and copy that link. And that's the one that you're going to promote. You can switch it up if you want. I know a lot of people are doing stuff online, and they're either creating domain names and linking one of those links to a domain name, or they're using the link itself. But get familiar with what's there. Because when I'm out and about and I'm talking to people, I have an idea of which link I'm going to send to them based on a conversation that I'm going to have with them. It's that simple. And honestly, I'll be very transparent with you. I'm not a cartoon type of person. And so I don't tend to promote cartoon. Some people love the animation. Some absolutely love it. Chris loves it. He loves animation. And so I choose ones that are more human related, where you can capture the emotion. That's me.
Good.
But everybody, all of us are so different, right? We're all unique in our own way, and you got to be comfortable with the link that you're sending out to people. So please watch every link. Know what you're sending out to people, because this is your business.
Let's carry on, Tammy. Time is going
I
really
wanted
fast.
to answer Bruce's question before we go ahead, Chris. So once you have the follow-up system in the campaign, and what happens when somebody's gone through the 10 follow-up emails? Well, what happens
it's designed to do,
Chris, you can continue creating more emails if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we plug people into broadcasts. and promoting Wednesday night, promoting if you have a team, something's going on for your team. We promote the trainings on Saturday. I also throw in some inspiration.
Yeah,
I like
I mean,
to
let's carry on with
inspire
those
my
details
leads.
later on because
Yeah.
we're going to run out of time. There's a
For
lot
sure.
more to cover
For
here.
sure. So Bruce, bottom line is you can create more follow-up, or you can just plug them into the broadcast every week that your emails that you've got aligned.
Absolutely. See, generally after 10 emails, if people don't respond, the interest is not there. But it's up to you to start making a connection. Make me maybe try a phone call. Hey, John, or Mary, I've sent you several emails. I want to make sure you receive them. Sometimes you may end up in their spam, and that's So sometimes what I often do is send a text. But let's carry on here. When you click on use this tool, it will take you to this page here. Now, folks, this is probably one of the most important steps that a lot of new people do not do, is to install the software. Very important, because if they don't install the software, I assure you that next month they won't renew. And that's why you see a lot of cancel, suspended, cancel, in your business. It's because they don't know what to do, and they have no idea, how do I install my stuff? And if they don't see the results, they cancel. So it is critical. This is the reason when you saw my email, when someone enrolls, immediately I send them the links on installing the software. Hey, did you install it? That's when I send them to. And these videos are very, very helpful. But honestly, these trainings are completely self-efficient. If you click for Windows, you just click next, and it's done. And then the software starts, and then you click one button to initiate the backup, and you're set. You're done. And the computer starts backing up. And basically, it's an app like this. Okay. You can see here 10 a.m. That's less than an hour ago. They just did another backup. And that's it. So there's one button here that you're going to say start backup. And then from there, you can restore or whatever. You can, obviously, I don't need to back up. It's automatic. You can also click that link. It will take you to your cloud storage, to your cloud storage. Okay. But instead of using that, I just want to point this out. Now, I recommend you watch the videos because there's tips and feedback to help you understand what you have and how to facilitate the upload very quickly. When you go here to the mobile app, you don't really need to log in for this because these are apps that you can get from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Once you install, even if you're not a member, you can find these apps and install them. But obviously, to have access to those, you need an account because you need to log in with your ID and password. And this ID and password, once it's there, you just put it in. And again, your phone will you just need to accept the terms and all the things. Make sure you accept everything. Don't skip anything. Once it's done, then the phone takes over. The app takes over and it starts throwing everything on the cloud automatically. Now, what's very important is watch those videos because it's going to give you some tips to facilitate the speed of transfer. Because Apple, Apple, I mean, everything I have is Apple. But unfortunately, Apple doesn't play well with others. So often what's going to happen is if it's not one of their app created by Apple Corporation, and that applies to anything you do that's not Apple, often it ends up on the background. And in the background, things slows down. You want to make sure it's in the foreground, and all of these little videos explain to you exactly what to do. These are tips. Okay, food for thought. You want to upgrade your cloud service over here. And here's the other thing too, is if you click on this auto login, then it's taking you to your cloud service. Okay, these are my 3 computers. One of them is behind me, which is the 2014 laptop. I still use it. It does very well for my trading stuff. This one is the one I'm talking you through right now. Okay, it's a 2 terabyte drive, but obviously it just keeps adding things to the cloud. If I click on that, then it shows you my root directory. And if I click on user, this is my computer. These are my root directory where all my files are stored. Okay, it's as simple as that. And the other thing too, if you're looking for your mobile devices data, it's over here. This is my phone. Okay, everything from 2009 all the way up. It's been sequenced in chronological order. So you can see in 2025, you see it from January to December. I'm not getting into them because you never know what may show up in those pictures. But you can see here in 2026, this is January. It's automatic. I don't have to do anything. But from time to time, you have to make sure the app is running because if you're not using it, Apple puts them in the background. Okay. So again, it's just food for thought. That's why those videos are great to watch. Something that's really important for the cloud is once you have your files in your computer, you can turn around and I could say, you know what? I'd like to have this desktop. I'd like to copy this to my collaboration. What's going to happen? It's going to end up right here. These are all my collaboration files. So if I want to transfer, these are files that I'm transferring to people. So if I want to transfer this and I want to send something I sent to Tammy, I turn around, I get this link, I share the link, I share it with her. And then whatever big files that I wanted her to have access to, she can download them from there. And when you create a link, it's going to ask you, do you want them just to view or to download or to edit? Again, these are all things that we talk about in these trainings. It's all there. Okay. Anything else, Tammy, I'm overlooking here that I should cover? I mean, you can turn around and look at them.
No, that's good there, Chris. And Tom had a question. I'm just looking at the comments here. Is there a download for Chrome OS?
Chrome, I don't know. I'm assuming that it might be handled just like an Android phone, I would think. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that. I've never owned a Chrome device, but I believe that it works exactly like Android. It's an Android. It's probably handled with the Android technology. So you should be able to download the Android version. Okay. And because it is a Google Play Store and Android, Chrome is Google, right? So I would think that that's how that would work. Okay. And if it happens to be for you're probably using the window version for Chrome. Okay. Now, and I'm talking to Chrome laptops there. Okay. That's what I'm referring to.
And another question, Chris, how can I back up a second hard drive that I have on my desktop? My desktop PC.
Well, again, now we're getting into the customer service details, but when you go to your app over here, okay, and you can actually go under settings and inclusion, and then you can add folders. And for example, that second drive, you can add this in here, okay? These are, for example, I don't want these backed up. Why? Because these are kind of system, I use a Mac, so all the operating system, I don't need to back that up because the operating system, I just need to do a fresh install and everything is going to be fixed. What I'm interested in is my files. Okay. So we'll stop on that note. I hope that it helps. Otherwise, I suggest you go to the customer service, click on the support over here. While we're here, let's just check this out. And on the support, you just open a ticket. Okay. So you open a ticket like this. And then you the subject, if it's priority or so forth, and mention it here, and they will follow up. Okay.
Yeah, it's always good to have pictures or a short video of something so you can show them where you're having challenges.
Correct.
Yeah, if there's a challenge, yeah.
So we're basically 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. So here's what I like to do. So at this point, folks, we've covered a lot of the basics when it comes to the email, when it comes to the software, when it comes to the cloud, and where to find the tools. We talk about the board and everything else. Now, very quickly, you also have the testimonial generator. I'm not going to talk about this today because we can do a training just on that. The memory place, the autoresponder, that's the email marketing that comes with it. And one of the things that you can do as you click on these tools, you can see that I'm using it quite often. There's videos here for you to watch. You see, I have 2 people yesterday that opt in. You can see here, if I look at my broadcasts, you can see that I do a lot. I send a lot. Okay. So some of them, for example, I have a pretty big team over here. So I use this constantly. You can see, folks, that every single week I send information here. That's the autoresponder. That's the VTuber. That's all the videos that we create, Tammy and I. and often we have trainings. And these are a lot of the trainings that we've done. You can see I have 8 pages of these. I've created categories where you can see here, for example, Lead, Grow, Thrive. This is a course that we've created, and I have 2. Actually, there's more videos, but I didn't put them in on the there. There's also
And again, there's an orange on the
yes,
top right, you guys. You want to learn how to do this stuff? That's what you need to do,
yeah.
is to take the time, and that's if you have the pro account, of course.
Now, if you
So,
go to my business, you can see all the information. But what's very important is commission payment option. We've done some trainings on that. Okay. So for me, it's kind of dangerous to click on all these things, but it
yeah.
opens the gateway to everything that I have. And it's like my bank account, right? So, but the fact here, folks, is watch these trainings on setting up my commission. How do I get paid? It's all part of these trainings that are located somewhere in here. Okay.
And
So
you
just,
basically have Wise or Pay Quicker, and those are the 2 platforms.
yeah.
And you set that up, and the company sends commissions directly into your bank account. Or if you have like these platforms have cards that you can get, like a debit card, and you can load that. So
Yeah.
just
So,
follow the instructions on the payment setup. But I
yeah.
recommend to do that, because that's motivating
This
when you have
this
that
is a
set up.
Facebook group here, folks. Sorry, Tammy. We're come almost at top of the hour. This is the Facebook group that I was telling you about. This is the VIP coaching. If you want to take advantage of that, it's entirely up to you. This is extra training to have a bit more hands-on. Okay. And Tammy and I are very much involved into this, and Joel. And it's very straightforward. And again, all you need to do, I think it's $10 a month. Okay. All the way there. It's $10 a month for this, or 100 for the year. So that's entirely up to you. And just to show you how this looks like, okay, if you click on this, okay, you have to obviously sign in. And then you have a news feed here where you can actually follow what's been going on. We have courses over here. I have 3 messages. I didn't look at 3 notification here. We have courses, and these courses are literally, for example, Joel does a great email marketing mastery over here. These are breakthrough blueprints, emotional intelligence, a success cycle series. This is in a lot more details. There's 13 lessons here instead of 5. Okay. And we go into in depth as to how then Tammy and I have made millions of dollars in this industry. It's all here. Folks, we sell these trainings for a lot more money than that, but we made that available for you over here. And it
Plus,
also,
there's
every single
live
month,
sessions that go on as well.
yes, and every single month, we also do different trainings on, for example, creating the GBU broadcast emails. We go into in-depth details over
Yeah.
here,
And I give
right?
my content in there. Yeah.
Yeah. The Joel had some trainings, attributes of leadership. So again, there's extra trainings over here that I thought might be helpful for you. Okay. So back to the last point I'm going to cover here today is the compensation plan. Folks, what's really important here, and again, this is a training that a PowerPoint that is available to everybody. If you want that PowerPoint, I'm going to go ahead and share this right now. Feel free to make a copy. Now, you can't make a change on that, but what you would do is if you want to have your own version for some reason that you want to update certain things, you just make a copy. Okay. And as you make a copy, then you can start changing some things in here as you see fit. But the point that is very, very important for you to gather on this when it comes to the compensation plan, don't get overwhelmed by the 7 ways on how we get paid. What you really want to focus on is the first 3: customer acquisition bonus, the cycle earning bonus, and the cycle match bonus. The rest occurs as you move up in rank. When you reach the goal, then you start getting number 4. And platinum, there's other things, and we'll cover that in a minute here. But Tammy, why don't we talk briefly, someone who's brand new here, how does it work when it comes to the customer acquisition bonus? How do people earn money? Back to you.
Yeah. So when you start sharing your links with people, and if they click on and join, if they choose the family plan and they decide to do it monthly, I'm going to round it off $10 a month, but it's $9.97. You'll get 200% upfront. Okay. So you're going to make shy of $20. And if they decide to pay annual, which they're going to save a couple months of payments. So when you do talk to people, if you're talking to people, it's always great. It's easier to sign up people that you have a sort of relationship with, because it's easier. It's much easier. If you're dealing with the cold market online, it is harder. Okay. We do both. So we've been doing this for 27 plus years. So we do both. All right. So the annual, if they decide to take that, you're going to get 50% up front. And this is huge, you guys, because we've been in the industry a long time and we've never seen upfront money like this. Joel is super generous upfront. Okay. And then you got your 25% for anything extra that the people you sign up, they take. And then you can see the pro plan. You get $200 when somebody signs up from your link and they decide to go pro immediately. You're going to get $200 up front. And then the person who sponsored you, even if they're not supporting you, they get 50. And the person who sponsored them is also going to get 50. But what this really does, it encourages support. Okay, because people want to support their team members, and they get compensated by doing that, which is great, because time is time, right? And 25% on all personally enrolled customers. And that's ongoing. So it's super simple. It really is.
Yeah. So do you want to give people a quick example? Some people may see that for the first time.
Okay. So, yeah. And when you guys show up to any of the presentations that are using this PowerPoint, you're going to see it every single week. Some of it's a refresher for all of you, encouragement to sign people up. But if you had 20 people that all came in yearly, you're going to make $1,000 in commission. If you have 20 customers, you get 25% ongoing, you make $50 commission monthly, as long as they're active using the service. Pro plan, if you had 20 people that signed up as a pro member, $4,000 in commission. And then customers, if they just want to use all the tools that Joel has, because there's people that really don't want to have anything to do with business, but they have their own business and they want to use the tools. If you had 20 customers, that's $100 every month. So promote, you guys. That's the key, is get your links into as many people's hands as you can. Don't worry about the outcome. Just do it. Okay. That's the most important thing. Go out and do it.
So that's what Tammy just talked about. I'm going to cover very quickly the cycle earning bonus. So the cycle earning bonus is this representation here. There is a 2 team. If you sponsor someone, you want to put them on one on the left, one on the right. Why is that important? Because that's how you start getting paid. But the point on this over here is when you see indirect referral, is because if you have a third person, where do you place it? Well, you place it underneath the right or underneath the left. And that's exactly what the person above you did here. And that's why you see indirect referral. Okay. So to get a better understanding of how do you get paid on these cycles, well, this is your team on the left team, the team on the right team that's expanding based on the fact that number one is you're active. You're active when you're paying your membership for 12 months. You're set for 12 months. Okay. And the company will divide your payment in 12 months and issue a commission to the entire genealogy. Okay. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. We got your back. What's important for you to understand is you need to be active. Number two is you need to enroll 2 people, one on the left team, one on the right team. The third step, that you need to be aware of to qualify for your commissions is the system needs to see there's 6 members in your business, which is combined from the 2 you brought in, which is the requirement, number 2, But those two might have sponsored people that could total up to six, or you could have brought in all six, or it could be what those two brought in plus people above you sharing. When you see that the people that may end up in your downline that you see in the marketing, well, that happens all the time. So that could also be the reason why you have more people in your downline. Okay. Some of you have never done anything yet, and you have hundreds of people underneath you, and some of you have nobody. It depends on the timing and it depends who you're with. But at the end of the day, folks, you're never going to make money in this business if you only rely on what have you done for me lately? Are you going to do something for me? It's not how you build a business. You build this business by contributing and by doing the work. And whatever happens in your business, wonderful. That's a bonus for me. That's how Tammy and I have always run our lives. Now, from there, the moment there's six people, it's a cycle. And a cycle is based on the monthly company's profitability. Whatever profit they have, it's divided among everybody that qualifies for a cycle, and the value of a cycle is issued. When you see tier 1, tier 2, well, this is based on your rank. The moment you reach platinum, now you are qualified automatically. I'm just going to take a few more minutes here, folks, to finish the thought so you understand what's going on. So tier 1, tier 2 is just tier 2 is more money than tier 1. And you receive tier 2 when you become a platinum and above. It's as simple as that. You're a tier 1 the moment you have sponsored one on the left, one on the right, all the way up to you reach platinum. I'll give you in a minute. How does that work? My question to you is, okay, how many cycles do you want here? My goal is to reach about 10,000 cycles. Is it feasible? Well, think of a company like Dropbox who have a 700 million users plus. Let's say 20 to 30 or 40% are active. Do you realize how many billions of dollars that is? Well, GotBackup actually pays you up to 75% of their profit revenue. Now, think about this, folks. That's a lot of money that is thrown into the compensation plan that is satisfying all of those 7 ways to get paid. So what's happening here is how many cycles you want. It's going to be based on the activities of your teams here. So if you sponsor people a lot, well, you'll take advantage of this money. But if you want to have the kind of income that you can sleep on and you can travel with and you can buy big house with nice mortgages that you can afford, that's what you want to build. Because this is the next step. So that's number 3, cycle match. So what's happening here is, when Tammy talked about those 20 people that you might have brought in, using these examples here, well, you realize that what this cycle match says is you will earn 25% from the cycles of these 20 people if they're cycling. But you need to be a sapphire. I'll come back to that in 1 minute. Okay. So you can see $1,000. You're not going to make $1,000 when you're a sapphire. What you're going to earn is up to $1,000. It depends on how your team performs. It's all based on performance. And that's how the company can afford paying millions of dollars every single month, depending on how many people are into this company. So that's the thing that becomes very attractive. And there's 4 other bonuses that kicks in. This starts when you're a gold and above. This starts over here when you're platinum and above, and so forth. And the compensation plan is like a flower that blooms, that opens up to you as you keep moving up in rank. And at the end of the day, here are the simple steps. This is what you need to do, folks. You need to sign up, register 2 people, one on the left, one on the right. Do it again so you have a total of 4 people. Why? Because you'll understand the comp plan is designed to help you qualify for everything it has to offer the moment you have 4 people in your business. Okay? And then you duplicate that. That's what you need to focus on. And what's really attractive.
And go into I just want to add a couple of things, Chris. Go in to have in-depth compensation plan training, to have a total understanding of it. Go to the playlist and search for compensation plan training. That is in depth. One more thing I want to add. The moment you sign somebody up, they're not in your tree. It goes into what we call a holding tank. Okay. And so when you go to, on the sidebar, you go to my business, go to my downline, and from there, Scroll down a bit and you're going to see the name of the person that's sitting in your holding tank. Chris can't show you that because it's exposing and opening up stuff. So how do you move somebody from your holding tank into your tree? There's a training, a short video that explains it perfectly. Go to FAQ on the bottom. Go down, Chris. FAQ, keep going down. Close to the bottom. It's
I clicked on it.
Right above. Okay. Number 5. See number 5? It says holding tank. That explains everything you need to know. All right.
Okay.
So that's when you position. Now, if you sign somebody up and you don't position them, the company does it automatically. So you need to go in and position them. You need to go in and check that to make sure that, you know, there might be some people in your holding tank and you don't even know because you don't know this yet. So I recommend to go check your holding tank. And this is where you start placing people.
And that's an example here. You place on the bottom right, bottom left, bottom right, bottom left. Okay. You don't fill every holes. You want to support the left team and the right team. So everybody sees that is people that are coming into their organization. That's what Joel talks about in his marketing, where sign up now because you may end up someone in your downline, you'll miss out. Well, if someone above you is working the business and you kind of procrastinating, should I start or should I not? Well, that person may be signing in before you sign in. That's what he's talking about. Okay. So, and again, if you don't fully understand this, folks, don't worry about it. We got your back. We have many trainings available. But to finish the point on this compensation plan, which is really, really important here, these are your ranks. And these ranks are very, very, very important. Okay. Absolutely critical. And the reason why they are critical, it's because they are designed to help you increase your income. Okay. So what's happening here is if the moment you sponsor one person into GotBackup, you are a bronze. The moment you sponsor 2 people, you're a copper. One on the left, one on the right, you're a copper. That is your business model. You want to sponsor 2 people. And the new person that you have introduced, you want them to sponsor 2 people. So they become copper. Then you move up to silver. You move up to gold when you sponsored 5 people. You see at the beginning on the training over here, we were telling you to go get 2 more. Why? Because we're preparing you to qualify for gold because you need 5. Once you got 5 people into your business and 3 of those people are coppers, okay? Now you're a gold.
Or within 3 separate lines, yes.
Correct. Okay. So what's happening here, and again, I'm skipping some of the details, but there's a few little things, but it tends to happen kind of by default if you just bring new people and these new people bring 2 people.
True.
And you become a platinum when you have 10 people into your business. And there's 10 people that you reach when you're platinum will qualify you for sapphire and emerald. Isn't that cool? But here's the thing. The difference now from platinum to sapphire, instead of 4, there's 5 people that are copper. There's other little qualifications that are based on the amount of people on your team, but that tends to happen by default just by doing these activities. And you become an emerald when there is, instead of 5, now there's 6. You see, it's really straightforward, folks. We're not asking you to go to the moon and back to reach these levels. We're simply suggesting to produce coppers into your business. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and Tom is correct. We shared a lot. There's different levels of people coming into these trainings. Some are absolutely very, very new, and some are, have been in a while. So we're giving you a little bit of everything so that you can go back and just watch the training on what is most important for you right now. So if you haven't set up your system yet, go to that part of the training and get your system set up with your devices. Okay, that's number 1. Using the service is absolutely critical. And from there, you get passionate about telling other people when everything's all backed up.
Yeah. So again, folks, I can see that there is a lot of information here, but that was a training that was why the training was all about, is to give you an overview of what you should be aware of. If you
Mhm.
come back and listen to this training, and you may pause at one point and says, "Oh, let me check the email marketing. Let me check the compensation plan. Let me check how to position people. Let me check." See, it's giving you information and a guidance, like a map, to know what you should be aware of. So we hope that this session has helped you. I know we went a little bit over an hour, but the fact is we want to make sure that you have all the information, because some of you really want to make this work, and
Mhm.
we want to give you the menu of what you should be aware of. Now you need to go back and listen to them again, pause, and just look for the segments that we've referenced on this training to help you out. So every single Saturday, unless Joel and Eve has an event, we are here to support you. Every Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time, we show up for a live presentation. Every Friday mornings on a different channel that Tammy and I are maintaining, we do a presentation in the morning at 11 a.m. And that's basically the routine. Now, you should do your own stuff, your own groups, your own trainings. It all depends on how much money you want to make. So thank you so much for all your participation. If you answer, or excuse me, if your questions were not answered today and it kind of got lost into the other comments, just go back to this training, put the comment out for the next 24 hours. I'll monitor what you're saying if you need more information. And we're there. If you're part of the VIP,
Old Packard, Chris, the car guy, he asked one question in this platform and it had to do with the boards. Maybe you can add the boards link again.
okay. Yeah, I don't want to continue this training too long because I don't want people
No,
to get overwhelmed, because
no,
we've
but
covered a
that's the
lot
only
here.
question
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna post it
you
over here, and
he
here's the
asked. Yeah.
board.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We just
and
want to
at
make
this
sure
point
the
here,
questions are answered.
yeah,
Yeah.
at this point here, folks, thank you so much for being here. And folks,
Mhm.
listen, we're not going anywhere. Okay, so we are here for the long term. These trainings are there and they're recorded. Go back and listen to them. It's worth it. I'm telling you, Tammy and I do not spend time on something if we don't see value. There's
That's right.
value here. Okay. And trust the process. And if something doesn't go your way for now, it's okay. We'll figure it out. So have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Have a great weekend.